What is up, my little beans? It's Blanco Bean here, and today we are discussing Baddieswest episode 5. So grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, get comfortable, because we're going to get into this. All right. So basically, in the start of this episode, we are in the continuation from last episode between Stunna and Scotty. So they're going back and forth. Scotty is saying, I didn't violate you. I didn't do anything wrong. Whereas not Stunna, my bad. um, Razor is saying, you violated me. You touched me. I didn't like it. You kept wanting to see my tattoos and so forth and so on. What I'm going to say is I'm going to give Tommy her props. Like, I really appreciated how Tommy was, facilitating the conversation and trying to be the mediator of this, because she was literally trying to check in on both of them and say, like, what do you want? What do you want? We need to find some form of resolution in this. Both of them didn't even seem like they wanted to fight one another. Honestly, it looked like Scotty wanted to cry. I know it's not a good feeling to be blamed into something that you don't feel like you did anything. But again, from last episode, from the last review, like I mentioned, even if you don't think that you did anything wrong, still just like you see this person is in pain, is in hurt, like you there had to be something, even if you don't think nothing happened, something happened to them in their perception. And I felt like Scotty should have been the one to apologize to Razor, to just like to dead this. And when it came to like Scotty, I was a bit disappointed at the fact that she decided to apologize second. Like, I was like, Razor, why are you apologizing? Like, I don't know. For me, I understood that she was trying to apologize just to move on from the situation, but it's like Scotty should have been the first one to apologize, in my opinion. Like, it just I don't know. Scotty gave me like, oh, I'm apologizing because Razor apologized, and so I don't know. It was just a lot of back and forth. And at the end, I'm glad that they moved on from this. But I will say again, like from the last review, is that if you're seeing someone that is hurt and in pain, just listen to them. I kept seeing a lot of the girls saying things in their confessionals, like Rolly and Rock saying like, like, just have fun, forget about it, or I was touching her as well and she didn't say anything to me, and it's like, at like, this is a person who said that they felt violated. Why are you invalidating that? Like, why are you invalidating someone who feels this way? Again, so many SA victims out there, they have to experience this. That's why so many SA victims don't say anything. But let's move on from this, because I just don't want to get into this topic. But so the next scene, we start seeing that, like, it's now going to be the whole Stunna versus Tommy. They're trying to figure out if they can resolve their situation with one another. Stunna and Kat finally make it to the house. Tommy is in the kitchen with Natalie, and, Stunna and Kat come in. And all of a sudden, it just goes to this back and forth thing. It was expected. This was something that I was expecting, because honestly, like, I would be pretty pissed off myself if I was Stunna, if I was jumped. Like, let's be honest, Stunna was jumped. Rolly jumped into this fight. Now, was Tommy jumping? No, I'm pretty sure she was trying to get at Stunna to begin with, and at that fight. And Rolly decided to jump in. If anything, Stunna should have been more mad at Rolly for jumping in that fight. But I know they, stopped their beef and whatnot. But at the same time, like, why? I don't know. I felt like this argument between them has been something where it's more of an ego. Like, Kat was so right on. This is more of an ego thing. Like, watching that video when they did like the whole baddies auditions, like, I saw Tommy, coming right after Stunna. I see Stunna fighting Suki, and then all of a sudden, I see Tommy throw a drink, and I see Tommy approaching Stunna. Now, I don't know if she's trying to swing on her, but I see that Tommy is trying to intimidate Stunna at least. And so I do think that Tommy did start to begin with Stunna. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Stunna, retaliated when it was the whole photo booth thing. And then Tommy's retaliated by fighting her when she arrived in the house. Now, I don't know. I personally felt like they should have just duked it out one more time with one another. Like, I honestly think they should have just fought just one more time just to be done with it. Because it's like, it just keeps going into this tit for tat kind of situation, and it's like there's no more talking. Like, this whole half of this episode was them just yelling at one another, and it was so irritating. It was just irritating to listen and hear, because again, it's the whole going back and forth thing, and nothing is being resolved. And so I think they just need to fight it out. Just call it what it is. Fight it out. But yeah, like, Tommy tries to approach Stunna. Security's already all over the place. And so it's like, I don't see the point of them saying, come on, come over here, or come fight me, come fight me. Like, security is like literally right there, y'all. Like, why can't y'all just plan this out? Just be like, okay, security, give us 10 seconds at least. Right here in the lobby, we're going to duke it out and call it good. Because they're going to be working, and it's just something that they just need to either dead it, apologize to one another, or just ignore each other, or just fight and done. I'm just surprised that Tommy couldn't, she was good at mediating the whole argument between Scotty and Razor, but she has more challenges having to be able to control her own self in her own situations. I don't know. It's just I'm just low key just over the whole thing, but it seemed like Tommy was about to like go home, and so like Natalie was trying to stop her and everything, like, don't go. If you're definitely not leaving, you're not leaving me here alone and stuff. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, Tommy, just don't go home because of this. Like, well, at the same time, I'm just like, Tommy, I don't even know why you're even on this show to begin with. Like, that's another thing. Like, I don't know why Tommy even decided to be on this show. But she must be getting a fat check. So at the end of the day, good for her. So that was the end of that. And then it turns into like the women are getting ready to go to Las Vegas to the club, because who is it again? Biggie, Rock, Stunna, and Tommy were going to perform. So they're at the club. They're on the stage. It seemed like a small venue. It didn't look big or anything. It looked like a small venue with one pole, like, at the front. And, they all were performing. They all looked good, by the way. They all looked really good, which I was like, yes, I love seeing them when they are all dressed up and pampered and everything like that. I was like, they all look gorgeous. Which one would be y'all's favorite performance? Like, that's literally my question to y'all. Who did y'all like out of all? Actually, there was a surprise at the end of the performance, was that Lo actually performed as well. So that's 5 of the girls performed. So out of all the girls, who did y'all like the most? Personally, I think the one that I liked the most was the song wise. I liked Rolly's. I really liked Rolly's song. Like, I don't know, something about it, just like it gave me vibe. I don't know, it gave me a good vibe. Like, I really liked the beat. I liked her flow. Sometimes I felt like when I saw not just Rollies, but everyone else's, they either were losing their breath or they forgot their lyrics. Like, like they kept pausing so many times, and that was just something like, did y'all forget your song, or are y'all can't keep up with your own song? Like, okay. But I really liked Rolly's song. I might check it out and see if it's on Apple Music or something. But let's see here. I think my favorite performance even though it was barely much. Like, trust and believe, I didn't even feel like the crowd was even hyped. Everyone just had their phones out and everything, but like it looked like Krishan's was the most hyped out of all of them. People were singing along. You can hear it in the crowd and stuff like that. And that was the other thing as well. Krishan was supposed to be the last person to perform. Tommy, on the other hand, wanted to perform last. She kept saying, let the new people do it first. I'll be the last one. But I feel like I understand why they made Krishan be last because, best for last, in my opinion. Krishan's hot right now. She's in many blogs, whereas Tommy really isn't. So I don't blame them for having, Krishan being last. Like, Tommy's what Tommy's is not too big, especially when it comes to the music industry. Not saying that Krishan is a big like a big, celebrity in regards to music, but she's definitely in the moment right now. So it makes sense. But yeah, that was interesting. So I'm curious what's because they showed it in the clip for the next episode, what's going to happen. And so they talked a little bit about that, where like, oh, Krishan, you were supposed to be, the third person, not the last person and whatnot. But I don't think nothing's going to happen from that. But yeah, I think performance wise, Krishan's was a little bit more lit, more than the others. But yeah, there was it. Like I said, it was a small stage. It wasn't like something where you're going to go to a Beyonce concert. By the way, I got myself some Beyonce tickets, so I'm excited for that. I can't wait to see her performance. I hope y'all got y'all's tickets too. But anyways, the next episode, it showed. What did it show? I actually forgot what they showed for the next episode. Yeah, no, I actually do remember. The biggest thing that I remember is that there was a whole fight between Stunna and Biggie, which I'm curious why Biggie attacked. Biggie punched Stunna in the face. Like, you clearly see it. So I'm curious as to why she did that. You know what I'm saying? Because I could not hear it very well. Because Stunna was talking to Kat. And I think there was already an altercation beforehand, it appeared. And then all of a sudden, Biggie was like, what did you say? Or something like that. And then, like, she literally hit her. And I was like, whoa, okay, well then. But this episode was all right. I thought it was going to be a little bit more, like, not much excitement. But I think the whole Tommy and Stunna thing made it a bit exciting. But other than that, this one was a decent episode. But let me know what y'all think. How did y'all like this episode? Let's see where everything goes after this. I hope y'all enjoy this review. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next time, my little beans. Peace.